So welcome back, everyone. So we did throw two of our very primary questions, and of course, a very which kind of is an integral part of college application is how far and how much you challenge yourself on AP subject. What was your lineup? How many did you take? What was your, was it very related to the career path that you want to pursue in future? So we cover on the AP subjects, we cover on the clubs. So now we will take a deep dive on the GPA, because those things kind of goes and lines up with your GPA. So what is your take on GPA? What do you think should be everybody's thought process on the GPA, Alekhya? Yeah, tell us something about that.
I would definitely recommend being very careful about how you go about the classes that you take in order to maintain your GPA. Definitely keep that as one of the most primary points in your mind when you're choosing what classes to take. It's important that you do play to your strengths. So if you're really good at science, you're really good at math, don't be afraid to take those classes and push yourself a little bit further. And that can really help get your GPA up when you take those AP classes, those advanced classes. But also don't be afraid to push yourself and try new things. You can always understand the classes that you're going to do well in. It always varies from teacher to teacher. So that's another thing to consider is how do you learn best and what classes can you learn best in? Because even if it's not your strongest subject, if you have a class that is really conducive to how you learn, then it can be much easier to do that.
Yep. That's actually a life learning kind of a skill that you have thrown, Alekhya. So there are certain AP subjects or certain things that you probably is challenging you, and it's not falling in line with your series of thoughts that's going on with your career, your high school year. But of course, it doesn't hurt to take it, even if you don't really your ranks and your grades don't go really good, but at least in that environment, with that interaction with the teacher, you're learning something. With the friends that you're taking that class, you're learning something. So that is a brilliant takeaway, Alekhya. I mean, that's a life learning skill, right? So yeah, so GPA has, you have to always hold on to your GPA. It should always be good, steady, and it should not go down the road. So you also have to kind of have that thought process in your mind that whatever you do and however you do, your GPA is very important and very integral and very critical. So make sure to do anything and everything to keep it steady and rising gradient rather than on a lower slope. So yeah, so that was a good insight on the GPA. Now let's touch point on a very vital bouquet when you are preparing and in your journey of your high school is your volunteering. So what is your thoughts around that, volunteering hours, where you should do, even you should do or not, or spend time indoors, or so throw some light on that.
Yeah, so when I started high school, I was very much of an introvert. So academics was one of the biggest things that I focused on. I really didn't focus too much on volunteering. But the thing about volunteering is that it doesn't have to be this big extra thing that you do. Some people really see it as something that's going to be so time consuming for them, something that they won't like to do. But you can volunteer in whatever you want. So something that I've always done is public speaking. I started public speaking when I was very, very young. Wow. And so even though I was so academically focused, I loved doing speech and debate as just an extracurricular. And then I decided, well, why not start volunteering in that subject? Because it's something that I really enjoyed. And so I started teaching new students. Now I've been teaching public speaking for 4 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So it doesn't have to be something intense. You don't have to make yourself start a new nonprofit. You don't have to start a new big money-making organization and make that as your volunteering. It can be something very simple. You never know where it's gonna go, because I started teaching like 5 students. Now I teach like 300.
Wow.
So it's something that you definitely can build on, something that you can definitely grow on. Volunteering doesn't have to be this big extra separate thing. It can be integrated in what you already love to do and what you really enjoy doing.
Wow, it's just, I don't know. I really, I don't have the word to explain, your journey on volunteering and your insight on that, Alekhya. It's so it's so enriching to just listen to that. Like, I remember one of the students mentioned that you really don't have to do a whole lot and a hell lot of things to make a difference. Even if you are making a card for elderly people and sending them out, you're making a difference to their life, your life, and it's shaping you up as a person. So that's wonderful to hear you out from on the public speaking, Alekhya. Brilliant. So you don't have to really keep touch different horizons to kind of make your mark on volunteering. You can do it where you are, and even take a small baby step and then go from there. So, but then it's very integral for your high school and your for college application. You have to make sure that you have that. It's not something that you can skip, or you can not have it highlighted. So that has to be there. In what capacity, in what magnanimity, that's up to you.
Yes.
So that was a good insight, Alekhya, on volunteering. Now, let's deep dive on your journey on summer programs, your high school. You have so many other programs, right? You have governor's school, you have the list goes on. So yeah, the floor is yours. Throw some light on that.
So I would highly recommend for any student to apply to any summer program that you're even moderately interested in. A lot of them are very, very competitive. So it's not guaranteed that you're going to get accepted to all of them. I applied in the summer between my 10th and 11th grade, and then between 11th and 12th grade. The first time that I applied, I didn't get many acceptances because it's your first time writing essays. It's your first time ever being exposed to that type of environment that you've never done before. But even what you do end up getting, take advantage of those opportunities and those programs. I was able to do some research at Scripps Research Institute. It's over in California. It was just a week long, one of the best programs that I've ever done. I knew that I wanted to do biology, but experiencing all of those labs, experiencing those different environments, working with new students, doing hands-on research has really progressed for me what I know that I want to do in college. I got many rejections that summer. It wasn't my first top choice of program, but it taught me things that I never would have learned otherwise. And then that means having done that process already, I've been able to improve my essays when I applied again for summer programs between my 10th and 11th grade years, or 11th and 12th grade years. And so looking back at the essays that I first wrote, the ones that I wrote the second time around when I was applying were much better. And that time I was able to get accepted into governor's school. I also got accepted into Summer Ventures, which is part of the NCSSM program. They're two very different things. I chose to go to Summer Ventures over governor's school because I wanted to be more hands-on involved with research. So I lived in UNC Wilmington for 1 month. I did research with a professor there in mathematics. So it wasn't even biology research, it was math research. But in those kinds of things, you get exposed out of your comfort zone. You get to try new experiences. So I would highly recommend, if you want to be a STEM student, apply to research programs. If you want to do volunteering, there are tons of volunteering internships that happen over the summer that I've done that you can do, and just put yourself out there. Even if you don't go to any of them, even if you don't get into any of them, just writing those essays, putting those activities in a place really teaches you a lot before you apply to college.
Wow. I mean, this is, incredible, and a very, very valuable guidance which Alekhya is throwing out to all the high schoolers and seniors, that even if something that you're applying, even if you don't get it, it's preparing you for something much larger and bigger. So it's not necessarily that you have to achieve what you're opining for, but at least even if you didn't get it, you're at least getting prepared for the bigger thing, the college application that's coming up. So yeah, that's incredible guidance, Alekhya. So let's touch point on the fact that you don't go to the governor's school. You went for the maths research, that you went for 1 month in UNC Wilmington. Tell us something about that. What was how did that program crafted you as a person, and how do you think that's going to help you in your putting you forth on the college application, and how you are trying, I mean, how would you capitalize that experience that you had in your bag?
Yeah. So for governor's school, I got into the social science program. So I was preparing to study sociology, politics, and humanities courses, which I was very grateful for. I applied for that area of interest. And then for summer ventures, I got into the math program. But at this time, I knew that I wanted to do something that was very research heavy, very research intensive. And I knew I would get that at summer ventures more than even such an amazing program like governor's school is. So choose what you know that you want to do. The social scenes for both of them are very similar. You live residentially for a month, but just knowing that I wanted to do that research in summer ventures is what really pushed me to take that program.
Lovely. So it's always, you know, in our journey of our education, our professional life, we always get, you know, two ways. Like, you know, William Wordsworth has said that it's going to be two roads to you. So, but then the choice of the road that you take is, of course, is backed up with what you want to end and what you want to go end of the day. So Alekhya chose, you know, the maths research program over governance program. Both are very accredited, both are very good. But then since she knows where she wants to go end of the day, so she chose the research program. So that's a very good, valuable insight. Most of our times we are on crossroads, and we kind of think that which is best, which is good. So if you are, you know your way ahead, choose that and go from there. So that was a good guidance, Alekhya. So we have a lot more. We will deep dive on college application, how she is preparing, and all dynamics around the college application. But that's going to be coming up on our next episode. So stay tuned and come back soon.